Hello, Laco on RAILFAN. How are you? Welcome back. On a little bit later today, I had to do some different things tonight because I'm not at my house today. I had to use a Railroad Empire. How are you? I have to use my phone for a hotspot tonight. So I'm actually up north, up in the northeast Scranton area tonight. Was out with family, so I apologize for being on later. The Empire Railroad. How are you all doing tonight? Am I coming in okay? Doing okay. Doing okay. Jordan, how are you? So, guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Ken from KFlan the RAILFAN. This is blog number 2 for 2021. Our video are great. Excellent. Very good. So, there wasn't a whole lot of news that really happened during the week. So, don't have as much stuff as we talked about the last time. DLNW 664 Productions, how are you? Welcome back to the channel. See, we missed all you guys. It's been a while. So, I will tell you, I did have some adventures the other day. We came up for family, and the only day I really had to do anything was on Friday. So I went out around 11 o'clock. I went down to Taylor Yard. I already missed the southbound. Camerado Moose RAILFAN, how you doing? Welcome to the channel. So there's an engine that I wanted to catch at the Reading and Northern had, and I wanted to try and get up to Taylor Yard before they had left because I was doing everything a little bit later this time on Friday. So I wanted to catch their pups. I don't know if you guys watched my latest video that I put up of the Reading and Northern, but they have a couple of SW8s that are former Lehigh Valley locomotives, and I saw them put in the couple of people put some photos up the other day that they had a different one up there. Now, within the last 4 weeks or the last month and a half that I've been coming up here rail fanning, I've caught 2 of their different pups 800 series. And when I saw that one, I had to try and get there and grab it, but I didn't get it in Taylor. I actually got it a little bit further down the road in Old Forge. But those of you who don't know what I'm saying, understanding about what I'm talking about, the pups is Lehigh Valley had SW8s, and they used to tie 4 or 5 of them up together in one consist, and they used to use them for regular freight engines with that consist, and they called them the pups. Well, Reading and Northern has 4 of them, and they're the 800 series. They have 800, 801, 802, and 803. And I've been able to catch 801, 802, and 803. And I would like to catch that 800, but I don't know if it's on the road or where it's at or when it'll even come up this area, even down by where I'm at. But I was able to grab them. And if you guys also saw in there those 2 MP15 ACs, I had to do a double check on the number, but I had 2 different numbers of them too, the 1548 and the 1541. The one's a former Reading engine, the other one's a former Southern engine. So like I mentioned last week when we were talking about the heritage up in this area, between the Delaware Lackawanna, the Reading and Northern, go up a little bit further north up in Honesdale and get the Stourbridge rail line, there is a lot of heritage behind the paint schemes that they have on some of these trains. I've caught Reading, I've caught Lehigh Valley, I've caught Erie Lackawanna, Pennsylvania, Penn Central, a whole mess load of them. But it's kind of neat to see. But if you guys haven't checked out that video, I just posted it up the other day. And it's got a couple of GP38s in there. All those GP38s are former Southern Railroad engines. GP38s that later became Norfolk Southern and were later bought out by the Reading and Northern. And the 2015 was the first time I caught that one, and that one is still painted in as black colors with just the Reading and Northern written on the outside. But a lot was moving around here this week. Didn't catch too much Delaware Lackawanna stuff this weekend. By the time I was able to get moving, everything was already out and about. And the caboose. Yeah, you said you saw the caboose. They're one of the few that still run their caboose on that line. And that's the second time I took the picture. The picture that you saw on that one was taken about 2 months ago. And then the picture that I had taken with the 802 coming through to Old Forge, that was only the second time I've seen that locomotive. JP Videos, how you doing, sir? Thank you for stopping by. Norfolk Southern Rail fan, thank you for stopping by. Rail 78, RJ 78 Productions, how you doing? Got started a little late tonight. But again, if you guys want to see some former Lehigh Valley engines, inside that video, there's 3 of them. They're the pups, and they're the Reading Northern's 800 series. 800, 801, 802, and 803. And the one photo that I put in there next to the 803, the one that was in that Lehigh Valley color, that's a photo that I had picked up on eBay about 2 years ago. And that's actually the 803 in its Lehigh Valley colors with Conrail, with the Conrail transition. Finally caught the ST70 ACC leading today with a fouled P5 sounded. It soon, okay. Saw the DL today on video. Okay, read the comments, not just the name, silly. Yeah, I understand what you guys are saying. Yeah, but I didn't get to do too much with the DL today. Oh, you can hear that, RJ? This is actually my in-laws' house, so it's not mine. I don't have to worry about that. This camera on this computer must be pretty good. But the one of the film video clips inside that Reading and Northern video, I actually finally my iPhone Plus 7 or 7 Plus finally died, and I needed a phone, and so we went to AT&T. We're initially trying to get our data plan pumped up a little bit better, so we went into Best Buy, and I was just checking out their phones, and I saw how much I had to put down, and I actually had it, so I bought the new iPhone 12 Max Pro. And if you look in the videos, that video that I took with 802 down at the Old Forge gas station, with the 19, whatever it was, the 1491, I forget what the MP15 was, and the 802, you'll notice that the video footage is a little bit brighter compared to the rest. Caught 11Z today with 2 DPU units. That had to have been a big one. I caught one 2 weeks ago, had 1 DPU unit, and I was timing the train. By the time I saw it and it finally cleared Taylor Yard, it was almost 10 minutes. So that one that you saw with 2 DPUs had to have been a monster. Nice, Jay. Yeah, I had to finally get a new one. It wasn't charging, and there's other things it wasn't doing either. So it finally just died. So I bit the bullet on it and did the down payment, and I got the big one with 2 DPUs each. Nice. This week I'm gonna try and get up to Macungie and also up to Lansdale to try and catch the Pennsylvania Northeast and Lansdale and do some rail fanning up there. I'm also waiting on stuff for a new job. tentatively supposed to be starting on January 17th. So fingers crossed. Doing is on my model railroad. Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of you guys' model railroads. DL&W, I haven't seen yours in a while. Lock One Railfan, I saw yours, and everybody. I'd like to thank you. Yeah, can't speak tonight. I'd like to thank Lock One Railfan. He got his photos that he won on that little game that we had last week, and he posted a shout out to my page, and also clicked it and showed the photos that he got in his little live stream they had the other day. Now we're not going to do a game this week, so I won't be putting any videos or photos up to give away. But we'll try and think of another one the next time. Yeah, Jay, anytime, as long as I don't get the email this week on when I have to report, I'll give you a call. I'm pretty much free Monday through Friday. Yeah, I want to get Jay down too. And Jay, if you're still listening, I was mentioning to RJ last week, the Chesapeake and Ohio, or the Western Maryland Railroad Museum, finally got the 1309 articulated engine up. It's a former Chesapeake and Ohio engine. It had its first steam up 2 weeks ago. So you, RJ, and Bernie down here, and we take a road trip down to Maryland and go see that locomotive when they start running excursions with it. Be one of the first few with videos, at least, before it really starts becoming big. Just before Christmas. Sent you a CSX oldie to your email. CSX SD70 Mac 4800. Okay. It will be fun. This summer, I'd really like to try and grab Cass this year. I'd like to try and go down for the rail fanning weekend, but either way, I'd like to get down to Cass and see the climaxes and the Shea units. I still haven't been able to get down there yet. I'd like to get out and see the Everett Railroad near Pittsburgh, the number 11. Of course, the 1309 now, and I'd also like to find out. The big one would be the Big Boy, if they come. I know they can't come as far east as where we're at, but see how far east they come on the excursions and get out there and try and see that locomotive. If it comes as close as Ohio or something, you got to find some way to get out there and check it out, because I want to see that Big Boy, 4012. And Steamtown's Big Boy, or yeah, 4014. Steamtown's Big Boy, number 4012, is currently going through its special abatement. And last I heard, that's coming along pretty well. That's currently in the back shops at Steamtown National Historic Site. And go back, make sure I have all you guys is. Norfolk Southern Railfan. I just don't know how to answer that about the vaccine, because I'm still waiting on that myself, or I'm on the fence myself. I'm in healthcare, and they don't know the long-term effects and everything, and everybody that's getting it right now, I think, is going to be the guinea pigs for everything. And I'm sorry to say, but when it comes to vaccines, when I was in the military, I was a guinea pig for a lot of vaccines that we were forced to take, and I just don't want to be a guinea pig anymore. RJ and DL&W, if you're talking about the 4012, it's just going to be static display. Just don't have the money, time, or the place to even run that locomotive, because it can't run on a lot of tracks out here on the east side. It's only going to be a static display. And the 4014 is the one that's pretty much the only one that's going to be running. And like I said, hopefully we can see how far east it comes. and we can go check it out. 3713. I haven't seen much come out on the YouTube page or in the news on that. I know they are working on it, and last I saw, they started getting a lot of their parts back. I know the tender got back, and the frame got sandblasted and taken care of. So I still don't know how long it's going to take for that engine to be put back together, but I know they're moving along with it. So hopefully within the next 2 years we can see it. That's better than nothing, Elise. Yep. And since Steamtown has reopened since the last shutdown they had, I took a ride down to Steamtown after I got done with Taylor Yard. I wanted to see what kind of stuff they had. They had in the yard for the DL, but they were up farther to Bridge 60. But if you guys want to see the Reading F3s or F9s, those are F9s. The Reading F9s and the Reading T1, they're both sitting out where the big boy normally would, and they look pretty good sitting there too. Be back in a few. Okay, RJ. Put on Amtrak to run. She's made for speed. Yeah. Speaking of Amtrak, that is a piece of news that I saw the other day. There's a lot of guys that are going on this new page now. It's a news page. It's called RAILFAN.com. And I guess Amtrak suspended a lot of their trains from Harrisburg to Philly to New York. I believe it's 14 trains in all that they suspended. And the reason being is people aren't riding the train anymore right now. Everybody's working from home, so they don't have to commute. So yeah, there's going to be a few less Amtrak trains on the track right now. Pion time. Amtrak has the Pocono, Maine on their map for 2030. Oh, they need to let everybody else know it's on their map too, because the legislature still hasn't passed to start running trains again through the Poconos. Heritage unit has been running out through Horseshoe Curve lately. The 145 Heritage, which one is that? I know the 142 is the veterans, and the 42 is the other veterans unit. Which one is the 145? Phase 3 paint scheme, okay. So here's a question for you guys. I'll post it. See if we can spark your imaginations here, your memories. What got you into trains? What got you into trains, guys? Whether it's the model railroading or the real things, either or. Me, I've always been in the train since I was a baby. My parents have pictures of me as a toddler, just sitting right next to the trains. And as my father would tell the story, my mom would say, "I don't have to worry about watching him because I know where he's going to be if the train's running, or I'd be sitting in front of the tree on the platform in front of those watching the train. They knew where I was." But then again, I was an infant, so my mind really wasn't made out then. But as I grew older, it's just something that always fascinated me. I've always been into the history of this nation, and the railroading history pretty much helped the industrial revolution of this country. Thomas got you interested. 3254 sealed the deal. I took one trip and hooked. Fortunately for me, Thomas was I was a little bit too old for Thomas. when Thomas really became big, I was working at the great train store, as you guys mentioned. A couple of you liked it, at the Steamtown Mall, and I had to learn every character because we had thousands of characters, and they kept coming out with new ones. But my deal that really sealed the deal, even though I've been into it since I was younger, was on the model railroad side. Something I could always sit besides hunting and going out fishing and do outdoor stuff with my dad. Is something I could sit with my dad in front of the platform and watch him on the trains. And same with my grandfather, who lived right next door. My grandfather always he'd put his platform up on stilts because he got tired of climbing around and bending around. So this way, all you had to do was stand up and put everything on. But my grandfather had some pretty unique pieces. He had a Marx steam locomotive train set from the 1940s, and then he also had a standard gauge locomotive from out of the 1930s. And he used to always put those up. Now my father got my papa's Marx train set. I was actually able, about 10 years ago, I was able to find an exact replica of my grandfather's Marx train set. So I bought it. It's all the tin plate and everything. It's one that when I can get a platform back up, I put it in a circle around a tree like my father's, or like my grandfather's. And then once I get the chance, I'm going to be getting my grandfather's standard gauge set, which is a green set. Came with the locomotive and 2 cars. Thing's huge. And I'm going to have that as well, and they'll be set up underneath my platform as well once I can get that done. But those are the things, getting to sit with my father in front of the trains in the tree and watching it run. Hey, Sparky, how you doing? 3 Conrail GP7s got me hooked on trains, idling all day, every day in the yard I crossed to get to school. Yeah, those were... I didn't get to see a lot of Conrail. Now, the thing that was neat, which I can relate off yours, Sparky, is from Steamtown, direct line of sight, I could see Steamtown's yard directly from my bedroom window of my parents' house. I used to hang out the window, and at night I used to look over, but I could see some of the Conrail engines sitting in there, and I could see the steam engines and everything moving around in that yard. And those of you that know the city, I actually got to watch the implosion. I watched it on the news, and then real quick, I went up to my bedroom and I watched all the dust plume, and they blew everything down for that Steamtown Mall. Good, buddy. I can't stay on tonight. That's fine, Sparky. I appreciate you whenever you come on. Next to the rail yard and watching the trains go by on the main. And then I took my first ride on the Wilmington Western when I was 10, and ever since then I've been into trains. Wilmington and Western is a really nice railroad. It's one that I didn't get to check it out this year, and that's another one on my bucket list for this year, is to go see number 58 when they pull it out, and the 8408. I'd like to see both those locomotives. Anybody else? But besides model railroading, if you want to go into the real stuff, things that got me hooked, it was a little bit later in my life, but it was 1995, and I got to see the Steamtown grand opening on all the steam locomotives that they had down there. And I just wish at that time I had a camera, whether it was a video camera or a regular 35 millimeter, to take some good photos of everything that was down there, because you can't find that stuff again. Things have been sold to here, have been sold to there, or just isn't running anymore, or doesn't look the way it did in 95, like the 425. Hey, Carol and Tracy. The 425, when I saw it in 1995, had a darker blue paint scheme and had the headlight on the top of the smoke box. Now it's got the that brighter blue color, which is awesome. It looks good, but has the light in the middle of the smoke box. And a lot of those passenger cars that came down with a lot of those engines, they're not around anymore either. Those 2 Susquehanna E89s that were there. This is granted if you guys saw the Steamtown grand opening videos, everything that they had down there. They're not even around anymore. And 142 is actually down in Delaware now. And besides the 26 Steamtowns 2 locomotives, neither one of them are running right now. That big boy 4012, they actually it came in through the Pocono line, and they had to, or another way. Before I get myself mixed, Emily, let me back up here. When it was brought in, it actually, from what I got from a lot of other people, because I never really asked that question. That's a good question, Sparky. But from what I got, it derailed a few times on the way down here when they were moving it to get it down here. Yeah, 142 is the Susquehanna 142 is in Delaware. It's not running right now because it's going through its 1472. Yeah, Sparky, they it derailed a few times, and from what I got, it damaged some track as well when it came in here. But it was a slow move, and for a while, it was sitting up in front of the Radisson Hotel, and then they brought it down and set it down in front of Steamtown where it currently was. But right now, it's in the back shops going through its Norfolk Southern Railfan. It usually runs with the Delaware River excursions out of was it Phillipsburg where they start out of? It runs with them. On 2317. Yeah, I don't know what their plans are after the Boston and Maine. I know the old superintendent, Debbie Conway, when she saw how much the 765, the crowd that it brought, Operation Railfan, how are you? The crowd that brought to the area, she was saying that they need at least 4 locomotives to be able to do what they need to do in that town. And this information that I'm getting is not coming from me just speculating. This is stuff that I've had people tell me, and was also published in newspapers. But it's in that was her view, and I don't know what the new view of the new superintendent is for those locomotives right now. Their main concern is getting that 3713 up and running, and I've talked with some people. The city of Scranton itself, with everything closing and everything moving out of there, they need to be prepared for the crowd that 3730, that Boston Maine locomotive is going to potentially bring. Right now, they're making big hype over that locomotive. I've heard a lot of people that want to see that running, and just judging off of other organizations getting their steam locomotives programs up, it's that's going to bring in a lot of people to that city, and I just hope that they can work with one another and start to get so they're ready to make some revenue when that steam locomotive is up. Yeah, Lackawanna Railfan. I've heard that as well, but nothing is set in stone when it comes down on there. They have to evaluate all their pieces because there's a couple of other ones that have been mentioned as well, but I'm not gonna bring those up. I don't know what other ones they're gonna to run, but I have heard that one. But again, it takes the time and money, and however long it takes for 3713 to get up. Need a change. Hopefully soon. Like I said, the parts are coming back in. I haven't seen much come across their stuff in a while, so I don't know how much longer they have on the locomotive. But they know every now and then they do put word out saying this piece has been brought back, has been sent back, or this piece is in. But hopefully it'll go and start getting back together soon. And over the summer or early fall, early fall, they had the 3254 and the 2317 both. They were both out in the yard. The other camera. Yeah, the bald one. Her nickname is Chugga Sparky, and she's all that's all they've got coming in right now. But there's so many different projects that are going on down there, and there's other products being run by different organizations down there. Those Reading F9s. There's the Ontario, New York, and Western 45 tonner down there now. And they still have the former Atlantic Coastline. What's her number? What's her number going to be? I forget what her number is going to be, but she's down there too. It's an SW1. It's sitting out in the yard. But these are all projects that they have running right now or being put on hold. Trying to read that. Yeah, it runs it. Yeah, you're talking about the 142 Norfolk Southern. Yeah, it runs the Delaware River excursions down there. I got to see it the year right before it went away for its 1472. I haven't heard any news on Strasburg Railroad. I really haven't looked at it. The last I heard is they were going to be running a little bit further into the season. Can look that up right now. Let's look at their website. Open for business. Yeah, they still have dates in January. If you guys can see this, I'm gonna put my phone up there. Those are the dates in January that Strasburg is still going to be running. It looks like right into the first week of February. Sparky, thanks for popping in, sir. I appreciate it. You have a good night, and like I say to you every time, I hope the borders open up and hope to see you here in the summertime. SD 770 apart. DLNW, I did that once. Truck steps off. Fingers crossed. I think they're eventually going to force everybody to get this vaccine. And once that's all done, and then everything's going to miraculously open up. And see if we can see some Conrail stuff for you too. If I get to do some rail fanning of the Pennsylvania Northeast, I'm going to try and it's been sitting underneath the walkway up at Lansdale Station. It's the 8212. It's a former C39-8. They won't get a ban, and that's probably just their normal closing dates. They'll probably open back up in their normal time and start their excursions, but I'm hoping to get them this year. There's just so much to do, and there's not a lot of time to do it. And when work starts up again, it's just not a lot of time to do it. Like a Railfan, he knows about that GPA. Trust me. JP videos of myself have been sending him a lot of pictures. He actually wants to try and get down to see it, but right now they currently have it inside the new shops. That's not outside on the ground, so you can get a good shot of it. But maybe it will be when he's able to come back in here again. Have to go. Love trains, but don't know a lot about them. Real Karen, anytime you want to talk or come on here, you can ask questions. You can find me on my page and ask questions in one of my comments, or just wait to every Saturday night I do one of these live chats. And if you want to know anything, we can help you out. It's our little hobby. I didn't get to talk about it last week. It totally slipped my mind, but maybe I'll. Well, I am going to put it in tonight. How about these broad top guys? You see, they're actually running excursion trains again. They're actually running Christmas trains with their little diesel that they have, which is pretty neat. So they're already starting to get some revenue in through ridership, people running the excursions, and they're already doing excursions again. And then I did see through their webpage that they just sent a few of their their wheels from the number 14, and a couple other pieces are on their way up to Strasbourg now to get retooled and refixed and recentered. So we could see a locomotive here real soon, steam locomotive here soon, hopefully, especially since Strasbourg is going to be working on the pieces. But yeah, they're running excursions again, which is great. Again, it's just getting out there. Have any of you guys been on here, been out to East Broad Top at all? Not yet. That's stuff I shouldn't be here. Yeah, I haven't been out there either. But I guess number 14 is going to be sounds like that's going to be the first locomotive to be put back on the rails out there. I've got a bunch of East Broad Top pictures and slides. I'm going to download them and start posting them on my page as well. They're not ones that I took. These are ones that I purchased and I have in my possession and part of my collection now. I have photos of 14. I have 15. I have 12. I have a couple of other ones as well. Exactly. I know a lot of people talk about the shape that a lot of locomotives are in at a certain museum. I've seen ones that are in worse shape than that get brought back to life, and they look brand new. Metal, no matter what, is going to rust. And the thing we have out here in the Northeast is we have different climates compared to the humid climates out west. We have a lot of stuff with acid rain out, or a lot of problems with acid rain out here. So that stuff hitting the metal just corrodes and it reacts with everything. But everything can be fixed. Parts can be built. You pretty much do just about anything they need to do for those railroads and bring them back up. Just be glad that these locomotives are still around and didn't go to the scrapper's torch. Which still bothers me. You're still reading articles about locomotives, even vintage diesels, still going to the scrapper's torch. Now, I do understand it does take money. If you don't have the money, you don't have the interest. I fully understand that, but still, it's kind of sad that things are still going to the scrapper's torch. We got that one. So, I was watching somebody's videos and came across a video. Forget the name of the post. I forgot to write it down, which I should have. But out in Glenmont, New York, just outside of Albany, New York, there are 4 abandoned diesel locomotives sitting on a track. Now, from what I heard, what they were saying, they are owned by a museum, but a bridge on one side of the tracks was busted out, and they can't bring them out the other side of the track, so they're kind of just sitting in the middle of this field. And I'd like to take a run up there and see this. It looks like you have to go through a field. I want to do some more research on it, but they have some pretty interesting pieces up there. There's there's a former Conrail, looks like a U-25B. Then next to it is a RS3 that has Penn Central, Amtrak, and Conrail painting all on it from all the paint wiping away. It's sitting and everything just fading away. You can see all the railroads used to belong to that. And then it's got 2 other locomotives. One's a former NYC and something else. They're both electric style locomotives. And they're all just kind of sitting there rotting, and people have already gone through and picked them over. But I don't know what the other 2 locomotives are. I don't remember the names, and they didn't give the stuff in the video. But 2 of them are, I wish somebody could find a way to get them out of there, whether it be a crane or something to get them on a flatbed and get them across that field and off that track. Look at number 60 in Yorkland, Delaware. I'm sure it could be saved, but if a couple of years ago, there was a video showing a Lackawanna SW9 being scrapped that hit my heart like a bullet. To quote Steamtown's roster book, money can buy any kind of repair. Yes, it can. But you see all these keyboard people sitting there on some of these things, why don't you do this and this and this? And again, it's the same question. Are you going to put up the money to do it? One person with a couple bucks isn't going to do it. You have to get a lot of people to show the interest in it. And it takes a lot of time. And you have to research the locomotive itself. Then you have to go break it all down, inspect everything to see if it's even worth saving or what type of restoration to do on it. It's just, it's all in. It takes a lot of time and a lot of labor to it. And of course, a lot of money. The 3713's project is over $2 million. There's a group now, they're, where are they sitting down in Nanticoke? They're working on the steam locomotive. It's called the Wanami 9. It's a former DL&W number 9. It used to work some of the coal fields near Vulcan. It's a little 060 or 040 tanker, and they're trying to get it refurbished. It'll be one of the few DL&W locomotives if they can get it running up and running. But If you want to check that out, check out the kid's name. His name is Matt Mox, his channel. He's been doing a lot of fundraising for him as part of the group, and they're trying to get this locomotive fixed and get the money for it. Again, the money that they're going to need to have that thing refurbished is up there in 6 digits plus. So that's a little bit of news for you guys too. And looking through his video, I saw something interesting. Apparently, up in the Northeast, there is a New Haven F unit, and I found out it's up in Honesdale, which would be the Stourbridge line. And I actually drove through Honesdale today, and I went into their one area by their shops. It's all closed off. It said areas you can't walk, so I really couldn't walk anywhere. But that New Haven F unit was sitting out on the tracks. It was too far down for me to get pictures, so I didn't walk down there to grab it. Again, I didn't want to caught for trespassing, but it is there. And then across the street by the shops, they have an old Guilford Jeep there. I'm just going to ask one of these days, ask if I can go onto the property with somebody, if anything, to get some pictures of locomotives that are on that farther end of town that you usually don't see. And up in the area where people load for the excursion, the Lackawanna F unit was there. And also they have a Pennsylvania painted F unit over there as well. And they also have a BL2. So those of you that are interested in, again, heritage units are seeing a locomotive painted back to its heritage, Stourbridge Rail Line. A Bangor and Aroostook BL2 still runs. Pennsylvania F unit, Lackawanna F unit. And then down the other way, they have a Guilford engine, that New Haven E unit, F unit. Mid-Coast Rail Fan, how you doing, sir? What engine were you climbing on that needed the repairs? Are you talking about the Wannabe number 9? Number 60, okay. Oh, I number 60. Is that the one that's sitting outside the old schoolhouse in Hackins? Yeah, how do I want to pronounce it? It's down there it's down outside of Wilmington. Is that the one you're talking about? The Pensy 060? Because I've got pictures of that locomotive. Let me go over here real quick. Stand by. Stand by to stand by. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go here. Here. I need steam engines I've taken photos of. There it is. I hope I uploaded it. Well, those have to get into a different file. Today is the 9th. Wrong file. Where'd you go? Figures it'd be all the way down the bottom of my album so I can show you guys this. If it's the one I'm thinking of. I know she's in bad shape, but I don't think anybody's going to save it. Oh, so they moved, yeah, Hawkinson. So they moved it, yeah, because I got pictures of it 2 years ago or so. We went and did the went and saw the art museum or the art show that was down there, and then we rode the Doodle Bug, and I saw that steam engine over, and I ran over and got a picture of it. So they moved it, but I just posted a picture of it. Yeah, she's in rough shape, like one rough, and yep, it's ex Pennsylvania Railroad. She's in rough shape, and nobody owns her. I wish somebody would take her over and grab her. Yep, and it's in rough shape. I just wish somebody would grab it because from what I heard is that if they can't find anybody in the shape that it's in, it's not going to be in the same condition it is now. Let's see a better shot of it. There's the front end of it. Should be coming through in here in a second. Here's a front end of it because it was sitting so close to the skull, I couldn't really get a good angle on it. Takes money to grab them. I'm pretty sure Steamtown won't grab it unless a heritage group or a historical society decide to grab it and move it down there just to be on display. Other than that, it's not going to get moved down there. Just to move that thing alone is going to cost a lot of money. Yeah, either one of them would be nice, but they just don't have the money to move, and something that's most likely not going to be removed and still needs the asbestos abatement done on it. Nobody's really going to invest the money now. I shouldn't say nobody because there's always somebody out there that could do it, but right now it's not feasible. Like I said last year, there was an article put out that it there's a chance that it could end up the way that none of us want it to. But at least it got moved. Mhm. Oh, so that's how they do it. Okay. I'm surprised it even moved by rail. Seized up from rust and corrosion. Yeah, from what I heard, it's been sitting there for quite a while. When I actually posted those pictures, there's a lot of people that didn't know about it that wanted to get down there to see that locomotive. I'm hoping they did, and now it's down in Yorkland. You said it is, so maybe go see if I can get some more pictures of it. An old '50s streamline coach. Okay. What railroad? So, guys, I'm pretty much out of everything that I'm going to talk about tonight. But if you guys have anything else that you'd like to talk about, just hit it up in those comments. Mid Coast didn't hear. I'm not going to have a game or anything this week. I had some technical difficulties. Boston and Maine, the Belfast and Moosehead Lake has owned it since the 70s. Okay. Boston and Maine, Belfast and Moosehead. Steamtown is a former Boston and Maine diner car down there. It's either a diner car or it's a kitchen car, but it is supposed to be it was a pretty prestigious car, but it's over the years it's time has taken a toll on it. It's the big orange one you see down there in their yards. Road that leads back to it. Okay. We have pictures of that one too. Since I have this up, I might as well show you guys that one too. Let's go here. Let me see what my magic can find. There it is. Go back over here. Share screen. Chrome. Boom. Audio. Share. Midwest, there you go. It's the Boston, the Maine Diner car number 84. Its nickname was the Mountaineer. DLNW, yep, you are correct. Hence its nickname. But Midwest Rail Fan, there you go. Again, money you can, people have money and have an interest in it, they can take care of it. $42 oil burning engine. I don't know which one you're talking about. Whatever happened to the old steam locomotive number 42 oil burning engine? Moved to Strasbourg Railroad. That had to have been a long time ago. Because I don't remember that locomotive at all. And this is old Atlantic Coastline car. It's another prestigious car. So you guys can see the reading on the side of them. When I do put things up, I try to research this stuff. Not all the things in that album are listed or have a description at this point. I'm still working on getting everything. Still working on getting a description done for a lot of these cars. I want to know listed in the 90s. Okay. I shall have to see. Well, guys, if you guys don't have anything else for me tonight, I think we'll end the broadcast tonight, and I will see you guys next Saturday. But guys, till then, if you're not subscribed to me, hit that subscribe button. Pass these blogs around. Look through my videos. Pass my videos around to others. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the notification bell, and make sure you guys hit the like button before you leave here. Oh, geez, you guys caught me right before I left. Quick. The 952, I believe, is a former DL&W Camelback locomotive. And it's either sitting in St. Louis or it's sitting down in the B&O Railroad Museum. I forget which one it is. Did you catch the heritage units? No, I did not. I didn't get them. And Midcoast, sorry we caught me later in the chat. And I actually started later tonight too, so I apologize to everybody for that. But next week, be 8:30, and I will see you then. But until then, guys, I'll see you down the line. Have a good night and a good week. If you guys have any news you want to talk about that you find out, go ahead and list it when we start the next live chat. Out here, guys. Good night.